Hello, welcome to My Easy Schedule. We're going to show you how to do a few things on My Easy Schedule. Hopefully you will find this beneficial and going forward this will probably be used as part of our training. So the stores will be created by My Easy Schedule for you or in this case it might be us or TRS. Stores, the information will be already created. It'll show you what the store name is, store manager, how many departments. If you want to find how many departments you have, you just click on that. That tells you all your departments. We have to have a department name, so if there's employees that transfer from one department to the other, they can use this. This will be their department code, and we'll have to make a copy of this so we can stick it by the time clock, by each time clock. So when an employee needs to go and transfer from one department to the other, this will be a number that they will use to transfer. Employees for the different stores will be created here. We're actually going to go and create an employee here in just a few minutes. So right now there is no employees. To go and create employees, it's as simple as you'll go to, from your departments, you go to employees, choose here. This is your employee profile that you're creating. We've added several new pieces to this, so upload right now is not possible. So we're going to create a sample employee. We're going to call him John Baker. First name, last name. Employee ID for the employee will be assigned for the time clock. This is what they'll use to punch in and out of. Employee ID is whatever your current ID is. If you're with Pro or FMS or other carriers, whatever their employee ID for payroll, they can be that one here. So that would go there. Pay allocation is so we can calculate social per man hour or we can calculate. So if it's an hourly employee, you put that here, you put the hourly rate there, so it'd be 8.50. Or if it's a salaried employee here, how many dollars they enter or make per week goes there. So we'll just leave this one as hourly at 850. And threshold, this is for the employees who will be um, let's say if you have a minor employee, they can only work 18 hours a week. You would enter that number here. And if it's 18, I would probably recommend something like 13. So it'll give you 5 hour window so you can recover. So when this employee reaches these number of hours, an email will be sent to the store manager or department manager. This is also used for Affordable Care Act. Affordable Care Act is something, all we're trying to do is track what goes on with the Affordable Care Act, not to deny anybody any hours. If you found an employee that's doing a great job, I would recommend that you go ahead and move them into full-time status. 30 hours for 90 days is considered full-time. So I would recommend something like 24 hours here. So when they reach this here, an alert will be sent. This is just an alert that will be sent to the store manager saying, hey, this employee has reached this many hours. And for you to make sure that these hours are maintained, you can go right here and put that down. Date of hire, that's pretty self-explanatory. You can either manually enter or you can choose a date picker. Birth date is really important because we do display employees' birthday, so we try to do as a good a job as you can to get this employee's birthday in there. This field right here is for any consultation that you have with the employees. This is a review note. This is not editable, and you can keep these notes as long as you need. If you ever need to have notes recalled, there's a after notes are entered, there's a recall archive from 30 days, 60 days, 90 days, and to everything that's in there, you can have that information displayed for you. This is important. Here is where an employee is either full-time, part-time, active, or inactive. This is where an employee leaves your employment. This is where you go make them active or inactive. If they're inactive, that means we still maintain their records for 3 years, but this employee is no longer going to show up in any schedules or any other place. If we had to, we can go recall this employee. So we're going to make this employee active for now. And we're going to say this employee is a full-time employee. Contact preference is really, really important because this is how we communicate with the employees. We're going to say we're going to do both email and text message. What that means is if it's an email, we'd have to have a good email address. So let's just say john12 at gmail.com. And since he is using that, uh, and we'll just say he is AT&T. So this information needs to be filled out if you're using email or text. If you're just using email, all he needs is an email address. If it's just text message, you can bypass this and just put that, just fill out this information. So we're going to go ahead and finish this profile out. So this will be, so that would be what that would look like here. And then everybody gets a username or password. So once the program communicates, once you create this employee, an email will be sent to either their email or their phone number. So let's just say we're just going to use this as a pattern: first initial, last name. If they have a special pet name they want to use, you can do that. And what that means is that is already taken up here in the system. You need to create another one. So, and all that does is creates any information from crossing over. So that is good. Finish there. So here is availability. If you have an employee that has different, where they can't work on Sundays, they can't work from 7 a.m. to 2 p.m. All that is saying this because it's all a.m. And then the rest of the week they're available. They have football games on Friday. They're not available from 2 p.m. This is just because of the time frame. And that will happen just so you can make sure that everything is taken care of. What this means is he's not available to work after this time. So, and every employee has a role. So we're going to say this guy is an employee, is Covington Supermarket. We're going to choose him as a grocery employee, and you assign this role, and you create that employee profile. So right now it's sending an email to that person, and also if his phone number was accurate, he would get a text message as well. So if you ever want to edit that employee's information, all you do is here's an employee, you can go edit. So let's go back to departments. Under the grocery, you'll see that one employee already exists there. So John Baker. That concludes this part of the employee profile, how to set up departments, and how to actually go and actually enter an employee. I will go back to departments, I'm sorry. To create a new department, this can be done by yourself. If you want to add a new department, make sure you give it a good department name. Then department code, let's just go with 32, and allocate the payroll to me department. So that's how easy it is to create another department. That concludes this version of my easy schedules training for new stores as they come on with us. Hopefully this was helpful. We look forward to more and more sessions like this to make it easier for you to determine and easier for you to navigate through our systems. Thank you and have a good day.